Hello friends, and welcome to today's informational session. This informational session, we are going to be talking about the properties, characteristics, and attributes of the full moon in Cancer, looking at what the full moon in Cancer represents and the archetypes attached to it. We will look at the influence of the zodiac sign Cancer and one of its traditional names and associations, the wolf full moon. The full moon on January 6th is the first and most powerful full moon of the year. It falls in the zodiac sign of Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, making the moon at home in this zodiac sign, enhancing and amplifying the moon's power. The moon represents our emotional needs, how we process and express our emotions, our relationship with our emotions. It is our emotional instincts, reactions, and habits. It is how we make ourselves comfortable, secure, and safe. It is our heart center and how we tune into ourselves, our cycles, and our influences, how we express and react to others and the world around us. Full moons are a time of accumulation and celebration, reflection and illumination. Looking at the progress we have made within this lunar cycle, within the time since the Cancer new moon 6 months ago, and the time from the Cancer full moon a year ago. It is a time to reflect on our journey and celebrate both our wins and our losses. A time to reflect on our growth and realign with our visions and goals, releasing anything that is no longer serving, that restricts, that limits. At the climax of the lunar cycle, the full moon represents life coming to a head, coming to a point, coming to a conclusion, coming to a turning point. The peak of illumination of this lunar cycle. A very powerful time to illuminate the things that are working and the things that are holding us back, allowing us to celebrate our wins and release those things that we do not want to carry into the second half of the lunar cycle. The waning half, a time of release, reflection, reevaluation, and renewal. Tuning into our emotions, seeing what they are telling us is especially important, as our emotions are a good guide to how we are truly feeling inside. By connecting with our emotions, we can also connect with our heart center, which is very active under this full moon. The zodiac sign of Cancer is going to influence the emotional aspects and make this full moon all about feelings. How we feel, how things make us feel, how we react to feelings, how our feelings react to things, how our feelings influence our actions or inactions. It is going to bring all the feelings, illuminating what is hidden or hiding. Anything that needs to come out of its shell, anything that we have been using to protect and block things out. It's going to allow us to look at our protective shell that we have built around ourselves, seeing it in its wholeness, where we stand in our emotions, in our emotional integrity, and in the way that we protect ourselves and our vulnerable insides. How we feel about our safety, ourself, and our insecurities has a lot to do with our fears. A lot of our fears are emotional attachments from the past, reactions to things that have happened or what we perceive might happen. Allow this full moon to shine a light on your fears, bringing them from a place of darkness to a place of illumination, warming them with the whole perspective of where they stem from. By facing our fears, they dissolve, they disappear, they become less scary. By facing them, we see how they influence us, how they restrict us, and how they limit us from experiencing our wholeness. If we fixate on our fears, they will continue to manifest. If we illuminate our fears, we see their origin and the underlying emotions that fuel their existence, allowing us to dissolve them rather than to manifest them. This full moon will aid us in facing our fears and working out where they come from, allowing us to process and release them. This full moon is going to aid us in connecting with our emotions and allowing them to flow through us in order for us to process and release them. It's allowing us to move through and release any emotions that have built up over the last year. Allowing these emotions to ripple through, to bubble up, allowing them to be seen and validated, allowing them to be processed for what they are. For they are but stuck energies that we have been holding on to. By allowing these emotions to work through us, we're able to release them, allowing us to step forward into renewal. It is a time of getting back to the basics of how we make ourselves feel safe, both emotionally and practically, taking care of our root system, taking care of our nervous system, taking care of those aspects of ourselves that need to be tended to, so that we can be bold and step outside our protective shells and move forward into new beginnings, new opportunities, and new forms of abundance. Cancer, represented by the crab, with its soft interior and hard protective shell, its outer shield, its pinchers, and its sideways movement. This animal archetype will be enhanced under this full moon. Crab energy is reminding us of our own bravery, loyalty, and willingness to protect, ourselves and those we love. Thus, this moon is also a time of protection, of the self, the emotions of our homes and bodies in the winter season ahead. Crab sideways movements remind us that aligning our path and being flexible will help us to navigate through our emotional waters. Sometimes we need to step sideways in order to see what is ahead. A time to stand up for what we care about. A reminder of the things that are truly important and what we care about deep within. A reminder to look at our motives and why we are doing things, why we are reacting in certain ways, why we are loving the way that we are. This full moon energy is guiding us to open up our hearts a little wider, to release some of the boundaries that have been imposing our ability to shine and radiate unconditional love. By allowing our heart center to open, we are able to grow, expand, and find a renewed awareness of ourselves, of our journey, of how far we have come, and the growth and expansion we have made. Learning to be gentle with ourselves as we move through our waves of growth and stay open to where they are leading us. As this full moon is closing out the last lunar cycle from last year, it is still connected to the energies of last year. So this moon will be connected with closure and new beginnings as we move closer to the next lunar cycle and the first complete lunar cycle of the year. Use this moon to reflect on the year gone and honor ways to bring alignment to your life and channel your sensitivities into wisdom, awareness, and greater compassion. Both Mars and Mercury retrograde will be influencing this full moon. The Sun and Mercury in retrograde will align in Capricorn and oppose the moon in Cancer. This meeting of the Sun and Mercury, halfway through Mercury's retrograde period, is going to shine light on our storytelling and on the containers we put our stories in. The moon opposing this energy is going to be illuminating any of these stories and containers that are longing to be released, allowing us to let go of the stories and emotions we are holding on to from our past, allowing us to release this idea of being just one form, one identity. This retrograde energy is encouraging us to slow down, to move more slowly, to readjust the ways we have been thinking about things, feeling about things, acting on things, to look at where we are placing our energy and resources. Are we focusing on the things we value, the things that aid our growth, or are we focusing on the things that restrict and inhibit us? Spending time uncovering the hidden truths of who we are, where we want to be going, and where things stem from can really aid us in processing and releasing our blockages and restrictions. A wonderful time for going within to focus, to reconnect to any of the parts of yourself that have been forgotten, that have been covered in our emotional waters. Be sure to honor what comes up, allowing these sensitivities to be a guide to greater compassion, self-love, and understanding. Allowing them to alert you to what your heart may be trying to communicate with you. The moon is also sextile Uranus and Taurus, which is all about how we nurture and work with the elements that we have around us. Uranus adds an element of change, of dynamics, encouraging us to see that sometimes change is the safest option for our being, the most loving movement forward, that there is a lot of love and support through embracing change, to letting go and moving into the next cycle. Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs, limitlessness, the outsider, aiding us to push past our limitations and fears, to embrace the newness that is coming to us, the abundance that is always available. In the earthy sign of Taurus, Uranus's energy will be bringing a supportive energy to the changes we are about to make, the new beginnings we are focused on, and this new season ahead. This moon is also connected to the energy of the wolf. Referred to as the wolf moon by indigenous tribes, this moon gets its name from times past. The cold scarcity of winter encouraging wolves and other predators to come closer to towns and villages hunting for prey, marking the territory as their own. Wolves can be heard more regularly this time of year, and their howling is associated with the power of the full moon. This full moon is all about howling at the moon. As this moon falls at the beginning of the year, the first full moon after the winter solstice, this time of year is all about planning and preparing for the year ahead, the winter ahead, the season of new beginnings flowing around us. There is still a darkness, a coldness, a scarcity that leads us to protection, to turning within. This moon has long been associated with protection and introspection. Protection with the aim of making it to the spring to come. The need to protect oneself, one's home, and one's loved ones. Embrace this energy to step into yourself, your responsibilities, your leadership. Step into your power. Speak your truth to the moon. Howl your power back into the universe and let them hear your call. Look at your habits, limitations, and adjust those things that aren't serving you anymore. A time to release and pass. A time to release the past and look forward to building your future. For the greatest protection that you can give yourself is to truly be yourself. The wolf moon is all about being whom we are and not being afraid for others to hear us. Do not dim your light for anyone. We can bring this wolf medicine into this moon. Wolf medicine is the teacher, the pathfinder, the forerunner of new ideas, who returns to the clan to teach and share medicine. Wolves have a huge sense of family, loyalty, and companionship. The wolf works with the moon to uncover secrets, knowledge, and wisdom, to connect to new ideas below the surface. Wolf medicine empowers the teacher within all of us to come forth and aid our understanding. Wolf medicine is teaching you that by seeking within will allow you to teach without. You must be your own teacher before you lead others. Embracing these energies of empowerment, leadership, and teaching, mixed with emotions, reactions, and knowledge, influenced by retrograde energies of Mercury, our communication centers, and Mars, our action, opposed and supported by the Sun in Capricorn, the energy of hard work, determination, putting one foot in front of the other to reach our goals. Together, these energies aid us in standing in our power from this moment forward, releasing things of the past, planning our future, and taking those steps forward. We can bring all our learning together, aligning our heart center, our heart chakra, our communication center, our emotions, our feelings, our drive, and empowerment. We can use these energies in any way that resonates with ourselves, with our journey, with our steps forward. For ultimately, it is what we do that counts. It is what we put out there that matters. It's how we take ownership for our growth and how we choose to turn up in each moment, not the phases of the moon or any other influence. we can use and understand these influences, but ultimately it's simply up to us what we do. Each full moon is a chance to stop and take a moment to see where we need to rework and adjust things to embrace the waning energy to come, but also to see ourselves for who we truly are in this moment, illuminating us fully before the moon in her clarity and brilliance, empowering us to begin again. I hope that you enjoyed this informational chat. I hope that it aids you in connecting with the energies around us, the energies of this full moon in Cancer. I hope that you have found something that resonates, that illuminates your light. I hope that you enjoy this moon and all that you have. You are simply amazing. You are loved and appreciated. And I'm super happy to call you my friend. Until the next time. Goodbye, my friends.